Hello and welcome to this tutorial on citing online materials. Now, there are a wide variety of online resources, and this tutorial will not be covering every possible item or format that you will be likely to encounter online. Frankly, such a video would be longer than you would possibly want to listen to. Instead, this tutorial is intended to help you understand the basic principles of online citation, help you figure out where you might find the elements that make up a citation for an online resource, and point out some major differences between the ways major citation styles cite online materials. For anything beyond this basic information, I strongly suggest you check out the website for Purdue University's online writing lab at owl.purdue.edu/owl, and check the specific guide for the style you're using for specific examples. If you have questions regarding IEEE, Google IEEE Reference Guide, and you can access a PDF of the guide for free. Okay, so while there are a number of different citation styles such as Chicago, MLA, APA, IEEE, Harvard, etc., the point of citation is basically the same for all of these different styles, which is to provide credit to the creator of an idea and help future researchers access those sources for their own research purposes or for fact-checking. To do this, all citation styles look for four basic elements: who is responsible for the creation of this source, what is the source called, when was this source created, and lastly, how can someone find or access this source themselves. Now, in print sources, this is usually pretty straightforward. The person responsible is the author. The name of the source itself is the title. The date of the source's creation is the publication date, and the address to locate the source is really most applicable to stuff like articles, where you provide the journal title, volume and issue number, and the page range. When dealing with online resources, things can get a little more complicated. Let's use Cal Poly Pomona's homepage as an example. So first off, who is responsible for this website? Well, there is a committee on campus that maintains the website, but you won't find their names on the campus homepage. In fact, you'll probably not be able to find them anywhere without a lot of searching. But don't panic. We really wouldn't consider them to be the authors of the website in this case anyways, because the party responsible for the campus website isn't an individual, but an institution. In this case, Cal Poly Pomona. Now, institutional authors exist in print resources too, particularly in government or corporate reports, but they are much more common online, where the party responsible for the creation and maintenance of an online source may well be a what, an institution, instead of a who. So keep this in mind. Of course, you will find plenty of online sources that do have individual authors too, particularly when you are dealing with online news articles or blog posts. Next, we need to know what the source is called, the title, if you will. To go back to our example of the campus homepage, we once again run into a problem. The page really doesn't have a title. It's just a homepage, which, once again, is fine. When the website doesn't have an obvious title, you can use a descriptive title to explain what you're looking at. In this case, campus homepage. This description, combined with the institutional author, Cal Poly Pomona, makes it pretty clear what you're looking at. Now we need to know about when this source was created. When we ask this question for print sources, we're usually asking about the edition of a print source to see how up-to-date it is. When dealing with online resources, the reason is similar, but the fluid nature of online publishing makes this a little more complicated. For example, a newspaper printed on June 1st, 2005 will still look the same way now that it did when it was printed decades ago. However, the web page for the newspaper that printed it looks nothing like it did on that date. So, when citing a web resource, you're not just citing a specific thing, you're citing that thing as it appeared at a specific time. As such, depending on the style, you may be using any of the following ways to cite a date for an online resource. If this is an online article or post that has a specific date on which it was published, you may be using that date. You may be using the date of publication for the website, which is usually located at the bottom of the homepage for that site. You may be asked to provide the date on which you accessed that site. In that case, you aren't being asked when the website was published, but when you went to it. As I stated, the date that you will be asked to provide for a citation depends a lot on the style you are using, something we will get into more later on. Finally, Much like print resources, citations expect you to provide some sort of address where future researchers or fact-checkers can also access the resource being cited. However, unlike print resources such as articles, where there's a complex combination of journal titles, volume and issue numbers, etc. needed to provide that address, with online resources, it's actually a lot simpler. In this case, the address in question can be provided with the URL of the item you are citing. So, to review, the 4 basic elements needed for a citation are an identification of who is responsible for the source, and for online sources, this may be an individual author or the institutional author, like Cal Poly Pomona, the name or description of what the source is, which may be a title like we're used to seeing in print sources, or it may be a descriptive title that describes what the source is, such as campus homepage. A date of when the source was created or accessed, which can either be the exact date of publication of a posting, the publishing date of the website, or the date on which you accessed the resource depending on the style you are using. And finally, an address that allows others to access the source, which is almost always the URL when dealing with online resources. Now, as I have repeatedly stated, while all citation styles will be looking for those basic elements, they don't format them in the same way, and may expect that information, particularly the publication date, to contain slightly different information. So what follows is a very brief overview of a few of the major citation styles and their formatting quirks when it comes to online resources. Let's start with APA. APA citation requires that you italicize the name or title of the website, use the resource's date of publication, the year if that's all that's provided, or if available, the full date formatted as year, month, day, so, for example, 2017, May 6. If there is no date available on the resource, use the abbreviation N.D. for no date. Because you can use ND, you will not use an accessed on date for online resources if you are citing in APA. Chicago-style citation requires that you, first off, don't italicize the name or title of a website when citing it. You use a publication or last modified date. Once again, if a year is all that's available, it is acceptable, but if the full date is available, you should use it. But in this case, you're going to use the format month, day, year, such as May 6th, 2017. Or, in the case of a last modified, May 6th, 2017. If neither of these dates are available, Chicago requires that you use the date of access, which would be formatted accessed May 6th, 2017. Because the access date is an option, you should not use ND at any time when citing online resources in Chicago style. IEEE has pretty basic guidelines for citing online sources. You do not italicize the web page name. You include an accessed date, which will be formatted accessed month, day, year, so accessed May 6th, 2017. And as such, you do not use ND when citing an online source using IEEE. Finally, MLA citation requires that you italicize the website's name or title, used access dates only when necessary, such as a constantly changing website, and if so, the format is accessed day, month, year, so accessed 6 May 2017. And because you can use an access date, you do not use ND when citing an online source using MLA. Otherwise, you use the publication date as it appears on the resource. If a DOI, a kind of persistent URL, is available, it is preferable to the URL, but the URL is fine if it is the only option available. Now, as stated at the beginning, this tutorial was intended as a brief overview of some of the basic principles of online citation and some basic differences between the various citation styles. For more complex or specific questions, you can do any of the following. You can consult the Purdue OWL at owl.purdue.edu/OWL. You can Google for the IEEE reference guide, which is freely available. Or you can contact a librarian for assistance by emailing us at researchhelp, one word, @cpp.edu. Thank you for watching.